Good day, gamers. Purple Mentat here, bringing you a vlog. Today, I want to talk about Patreon, and specifically the server that is coming up soon. Now, the game in the background, as some of you have seen me play quite a few times on my stream, and you've seen the game audition for, is Cryptid the Necrodancer from Brace Yourself Games. Fantastic little roguelike rhythm game. I have a lot of fun with it. Now, Patreon. What has happened? Well, it kind of blew up at the end of July, and we are funded for the fan server, which I will be starting a series on. Now, you've seen me talk about it before. It's going to be the Bevo 1.7.1 mod pack from the AT launcher, because Bevo's tech pack is pretty cool this time around. It doesn't have Greg tech, which makes me a fan of it. Now, where does that leave us? So, a little bit of details on how this whole thing's going to run. The server is going to be going up on the 8th of August. The whitelist will reset on the 8th of each month. This gives people one full week to sort out any payment processing issues that they might have before the whitelist changes. Because, bottom line, if your payment does not process, you will not be whitelisted on this server. This is to keep things fair. People deserve to be on an even keel, and that means that you must actually have your payment process to be whitelisted and to join in playing on the server. Every patron whose payment for July has processed has been sent a message asking for their in-game name. I had to do this because I discovered that posting a activity feed post with a $5 or above limit was allowing people who had not actually had their payment processed to see this post and leave their in-game name as a comment on it. I'm not super happy with this situation, and I'm hoping that Patreon will change that in the future. As it stands right now, though, what it means is I will have to communicate with you folks by message through the Patron Manager, where I can easily see who has and has not paid, because I do not want to be giving access to someone who has not actually let their payment process through and contributed to the Patreon campaign. Not only because I feel like you're kind of getting something for nothing at that point, and it would be entirely possible to, for example, donate to the or pledge to donate to the Patreon and then decide not to donate and have access the entire time by just canceling your pledge at the end of every month without actually paying. That would not be cool, but it's possible to happen if I try to keep using the comment system as where I collect information from people. Therefore, it's all going to be done through the messages. What this means is that I have to do a little bit more administrative overhead than I like for the server. It also means that I have to do a little bit more fact-checking and a little bit more feeling like the bad guy and worrying that people are trying to rip me off because of, well, basically I went through that $5 feed and I saw a handful of people who had not actually paid that were telling me their in-game name. So I know that I can't run it on the honor system, and that sucks. But I'm okay with this because you guys have been very awesome and you have helped fund my approach to YouTube. You seem to enjoy what I'm doing, and it's allowing me to spend more time focusing on creating fun gaming content. Now, because payments only process at the end of the month, this means that your only opportunity to get access is at the end of the month. If you do not pledge at the end of, for example, August, then you cannot get access for September. I am setting up a system to change this. You should see on your screen right now, and in the down below, a link to a Stream Tip website with my name on it. Stream Tip will allow me to accept money when I am not getting money from Patreon. So, for example, you can send in a Stream Tip donation at any time, and if you do, you will be granted access to the server. The way this will work is you need to leave your in-game name as a comment on the Stream Tip. This will let you have immediate access to the server. Unfortunately, your access will still reset on the 8th of the next month. No matter what time you decide to send your stream tip in, I have to do it that way so that I don't end up overwhelmed with administrative details. Keeping track of the individual date in which everybody has donated would be far too much for me, and I would get bogged down, and the server would become basically everything I do. You would stop getting videos almost entirely because I would be spending all of my time and energy on server administration instead, and I'm fairly certain that nobody wants that. Now, the server IP will be sent out on the 8th by Patreon message to the folks who are whitelisted. You should be getting a message early on in the day, well, early on in my day anyway, and I will be on the server streaming in the morning, as well as uploading stream highlights from that day that afternoon. My approach to a series on the server is going to be, well, I'm not 100% certain what it's going to be yet, honestly. I want to do a good bit of streaming there, but I also want to do some actual YouTube episode events there because the two forms of content are very different. What I'm thinking I'm going to do at this time is I'm going to stream there for general play, and I'm going to do YouTube, what do you call it? I'm going to do tutorial episodes for YouTube on other days. Basically, like, my YouTube episodes, I'm going to go into creative mode and set up tutorials instead of working with the Twitch system to do that, or instead of trying to do a standard Let's Play of it. And I think that that'll end up kind of fun for everyone. Should be fairly fun for me to produce, at least. And that's an important aspect I've learned. If I'm not having fun, then you guys aren't having fun. Alright, so that's a whole lot of administrative stuff and some less than great information because of that situation that occurred with the people who had not paid and then decided that they were going to try to claim the reward anyway. I'm certain that most of them were innocent, but I can't be 100% certain all of them were, because maybe I'm just a cynical and untrusting kind of person, but that doesn't seem like the sort of thing that you just do accidentally an awful lot, you know? You know that you haven't paid for it. Why are you asking to get the reward? In any case, it's going to be a really good time on the server. Now, other news. I do actually have some other news that's kind of fun, which should be flow a little smoother. This was my attempt at reading through a list of, here's all of the things I need to cover. Apparently I do stream of consciousness a bit better. So, I had a recent sit down with Apollo Cat, and we've decided that we're going to change things around a little bit. And because of this, I'm going to need to kind of adjust what most of my user profiles say, like on Patreon and Twitch and Twitter and YouTube. I am now going to be focusing on creating gaming content just about full-time. The money is not full-time yet, not by a long shot, but I am spending that kind of time on it, and it's going in that direction. And I know that I can increase my frequency of content and my quality of content if I have that kind of time to focus on. For example, you may have noticed that I've been streaming an awful lot more recently. Well, that's the other big announcement. I have now set myself a schedule where I will be streaming from 8 a.m. Eastern to 11 a.m. Eastern every day. I am also streaming from 7 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Tuesdays. I'll be doing Final Fantasy XIV with my buddies Sanjuro and That Which Is. Also, well, I'm going to be doing MMOs in general. I may change that from Final Fantasy XIV if it proves that we find a spot where we're no longer enjoying it, or it just is not popular enough for us to continue. Anyway, also, I need to change my Patreon rewards around. I have a reward tier on Patreon that is $30 a month for an individual hangout. And with as popular as the Patreon campaign is becoming, and the channel and the Twitch stream and such, that's not really manageable for me. There's just too much that can go on in a month. There's too much that 6 hours is a lot more than 6 hours is what it comes down to, because people getting the timing figured out and sorting out when we can all get together, sorting out what we're going to do, figuring out game, server, mod pack, all of those things causes it to take a lot more than 2 hours per person. Also, I've noticed that a number of people seem to be only selecting from the reward tier, and I imagine that there are a few of you that would spend a bit, well, I say spend, that sounds mercenary. I imagine there are a few of you that would donate a bit more if you felt that there was a higher level reward tier that would be worth your while. As such, I'm opening this up to comments and suggestions. I would like to know what you guys think would be a reasonable reward for a higher level Patreon tier in the, say, $30 range. The $20 tier is not filling up yet. The $10 tier postcards, those are cool. I have the first set of them going out soon, and the second set of them is being printed as we speak. So we'll see if those take off once a couple of people get them and maybe post some pictures of them or something. But right now, there's very few people that are actually pledged just for the postcard. Hopefully I think that's a fun idea. I liked it. In any case, let me know what you guys think would be good Patreon rewards, because I want to restructure my reward tiers. Also, I'm going to be restructuring my goals slightly, as especially that final goal, well, most of the goals along the way, are no longer super relevant. I mean, the whole laundry service and maid service goal, those were all about me finding more time. If I'm going to be focusing on this full time as a career, then those are no longer valid goals. As such, I think I'm going to specify more appropriate styles of content. Well, I mean, more specific types of content that I'm going to be adding to the rotation with those tiers. But, as always, I'm open to suggestions on this one. Okay, I think that covers all of the news. Let's talk about where I'm at health-wise, because a few of you are, well, I mean, everybody originally started helping me out because of the mental health situation. So I've started taking that new herbal formula as recommended by a physician, well, a psychiatrist friend of mine, and it's doing quite well for me. I feel a lot less stressed. I'm having a lot more fun with what I'm doing, and I no longer... what's the best way to put it? I'm no longer freaking out all the time, you know? Which is nice. It's kind of good to just be without having it be an emergency every day. But I still have not made an appointment with a local therapist because I've been attempting to find a therapist who specializes in my issues, and I'm not seemingly able to find that. However, I am calling a practice that I know is very, very good in the area, which I have a number of friends who go to. I think that it's going to be a good fit for me. I actually have an intake appointment with them in the near future, and hopefully that will lead to something good if the intake people feel that there is a therapist at their practice that will work for me. In the long run, what this means is, for you guys, really shouldn't be much. You should see more frequency of content, and you should see a continued quality of content. Other mental health news. Recently, I've run into a situation where I've been holding myself far too responsible for the well-being of my friends, and I need to remember that I can best take care of them by taking care of myself so that they don't have to worry about me. So I'm kind of reminding myself every day that I'm no use to anyone if I spend all of my time stressing out about the people around me, and they don't want me to do that. So yeah, that's been kind of a rough lesson the past couple of weeks, and it's not been fun realizing, hey, I can't actually be the kind of help that I want to be for certain individuals in my life. But sometimes you just have to admit to yourself your own limitations and accept those and let people take care of themselves so that you can better take care of yourself. And that's not an easy lesson that anyone likes to learn, but that's my lesson of the week that I've been trying to internalize. And I'm certain that I will screw it up again in the future because that's what we do. We are always needing to reteach ourselves lessons that we thought we've learned. Okay, I think that's everything for this vlog. Thank you very much for joining me. I can't wait to see you all on the server, or those of you who are donating, I can't wait to see you all on the server in the near future. Those of you who do not donate and cannot, if you're not in a financial situation or for whatever other reason, I love that you guys love my videos and that you support me by watching, by liking, by commenting. It helps a lot to get the the new viewers and the new subscribers into the channel, and that's mostly done by you guys helping out, by you guys posting your comments and thumbing up the video and that sort of thing. Alright, let's end this fail fest on Necrodancer behind me. Thank you again for all of your help and support. See you next time.